Episode 26 of the ultimate stealth van build. We are so nearly there. I've got a few key things left to build. As you can see, I've got some wood here with me. They are the fridge drawer system. We've already put in the hinges. We've got to build the actual wood that the drawer sits on and fabric the panel as well. I've also got the kitchen area to do, the worktop, the tiling at the back. Picked up some of the supplies for that, the grout and the adhesive and things like that. Already got the tiles. The flooring, which is on order. I'm hoping it will arrive within the next couple of days. And obviously the sofa cushions, they're going to be the last thing I do. I still need to order the material for those. Oh, actually, and the panel for this section here. I'm doing this as a removable panel, so I'm not fillering the joint between the two because I want to be able to change this in the future. I don't really have time at the moment to build this internal shower, and I need to work on like spacing considerations before I do that. So what we're just going to do is have doors there to the electrical system for the time being, probably put in like the bin and other stuff in there as well. A good bit to do. We're going to try and get this done over 2 episodes. I'm going to start with the fridge today, and then either the flooring or the tiling in the kitchen. Now, if you remember, the fridge is beneath this seat. It comes up to about here, so we've got a little bit of space down that side, which is nice. We've got the drawer runners in. I'll show you those in a sec. And the panel for the front is already cut out. I do need to reduce the size of it slightly because it's obviously a very snug fit with the carpet, so I need to take off, I think, probably 1/4 of a centimetre off the top and a tiny bit off the one of the sides as well. That's what we're working with in terms of space. I've got the runners already fixed down. Needs a bit of a clean. We'll be screwing some plywood onto the top of that, fixing the panel on with some brackets, and then we shall be good to go. I haven't quite worked out how I'm going to fix the drawer runner to the underside of this wood. Right, what I've done is I managed to slot in some screws facing upwards, so the pointy bit out, just into these holes. Then I'm going to lay the wood on top and press it down, hopefully giving me some marks on the other side that I can just send a quick pilot hole through before actually screwing this in place. Perfect, spot on. Probably can't see that, but tiny hole there, on there, on there, on there, and another one. Perfect, 6 holes. Yeah. Right, let's see if this works. Hoping it does, because I've no idea what else to do. Okay, we're temporarily attached. Bit loose, because once the fridge is on, I'm going to be, I guess, strapping this around the outside of the fridge so that it kind of stays in. When I pull the handle, you know, it's going to pull the fridge and not against the wood. The wood's just kind of there helping it glide. Right, it fits. Obviously this is very tight, both top and bottom, so what we're going to do is take off about 1 centimetre off the bottom, a tiny bit off the top and tiny bits off the sides. That should mean once I carpet it, it'll fit nicely, fit in and glide very smoothly. Making a little pulley handle out of some spare webbing straps that's just going to sit kind of at the top of the drawer, hang loose and be able to pull the drawer out. Maybe switch it up for a leather one if I don't think it looks or works very good. A couple of things. I put a wooden kind of stay bar thing just at the back there to stop the fridge going that way. And on the side you can see I've got a band of webbing that goes all the way around the fridge and ties into the rear of the door. So now when I pull the fridge, the whole thing comes out without any wobble. Perfect. Back in, nice and smooth, out, nice and smooth. Pretty damn good. Only thing I'll say is I think I'm just going to have this as temporary. I think I quite like the idea of having one of those leather handles that we've got over there on that lower door seen in the previous episode, but kind of dual tied in, so the handle, the leather just kind of curves around like that with the two bronze screws, yeah, kind of screws going through there. That way we can pull it kind of like that out rather than gripping it like that with your thumb. Bit of a pain. I think, yeah, nice brown leather will look good. So I've run into a problem. It's time to start in the kitchen, finish that up and build the kitchen counter first. Over the last pretty much 3 months, I've been working on what I thought was going to be the kitchen counter, which is this, or would be this, glued together a little bit like a butcher block style countertop, loads of scrap cut up, what they called pallet wood, bits of wood, cut these down all to the same size, glued them together, and then used a big clamp to glue them together to make like a board essentially. Problem is, if you look down there, I don't know if you can see this, it's not straight. Kind of this way, it bows in the middle, just by the nature of how it was clamped together. Obviously this would get all sanded down and finished nicely. I think it could look pretty cool. However, I'm just not a fan of kind of how wobbly it might be once it's attached and not very straight. Maybe I'll use it for something else, cut it up again and re-glue it again. I'll see. So, to resolve this, you are currently sitting on a massive long pine board, 3.6 meters in length. I'm going to do a similar thing to this, however it's only going to require I think 3 or 4 sections. So there'll be like a nice kind of board effect countertop that's going to be treated and coloured slightly differently. So let's finally get started. That is 2 planks in. Looks pretty cool. I like it. Nice. So what I've done, I've given it a 4 centimeter overhang from the support here. Hopefully that should mean 4 centimeters across the back if things are reasonably straight. So I just need to cut, in theory, a 4 centimeter strip from this to put the back. Doesn't matter too much if it's not exact and if there's a bit of a gap, because we're gonna have to put some sort of like plasterboard or something on the back to actually tile onto, because I can't really tile onto this plywood, and that'll cover the gap anyway, and obviously there'll be like trim around the edge as well. All the planks are in, looks pretty good. Next step is to fix them all from behind underneath. Probably put a bit of glue as well between them to just help them stick together. I've got a couple of long metal, I guess brackets that we use to help fix the tank in place. That will help keep this together. particularly down this side underneath here, because obviously this is where I'm going to have the sink, and it's going to cut pretty much this plank like there and there, which will leave this tiny gap. So that tiny gap of plank is going to need to be held into place quite strongly. Same with this side as well, although underneath you will see good support there, which is pretty handy. I'm going to need to just shift these as well while I start aligning everything and getting it all in place. These are the really nice metal bars that I've got. I've got 3 of them, should just need 2, and they're going to sit underneath there. Obviously underneath there, screwed in into the actual worktop, so that it holds that piece in place really nicely. So what we've got underneath the metal strip there, a wooden block holding the rear panel, and another wooden block holding the rear panel. Basically aim for this is I've glued it, skewered it all together. I want to be able to take this off and out in this exact position so that I can cut the sink and sand down the panels all flat, curve the edge on the outside here and this corner. Camera died on that last clip. What I've done is drawn the shape of the bowl on the underside of the worktop, and then just roughly measured like a centimetre in, so that's where I'll be cutting, so that the lip of the bowl sits over the edge of the worktop, and then it'll be, I guess, glued in place, because I don't know how else I'd fix it in, because it came with no fixings. Oh, that fits perfectly first time. Just need to glue the underside once I've sanded all this down and shaped it nicely. So in terms of taps, I'm changing things up slightly. If you watched any of the videos or episodes where I've tested out the van before kind of going on to the next stage, I've done 2 of them, I think, in some of the episodes. One of the things I wasn't as happy with was the water pressure of the cold water going through the water filter with the pump. It would kind of shut the pump on and off, because there's obviously I guess some sort of air leak within the filter itself. I think just the way it's like connected and produced and whatever. So to resolve that, out of the actual kitchen tap, which is this gold on, I'm just going to have straight cold water coming from the pump tank and hot water into this tap, i.e. not drinking water. And then I've purchased a second kind of drinking water tap. Well, it is a drinking water tap, just with an on and off. There's no hot cold. That's going to be connected to the water filter, sitting more on the edge of the kind of worktop, purely because I want to fill up big bottles with it occasionally. So I figured having it over the edge, it means I can put a bottle or a bucket or something here, you know, a jug, and be able to fill that up, as opposed to sitting in the back. Can't really get the you know, like a 2 litre bottle of water filled up there. Having it on the edge, you'll be able to reach the sink and reach over the worktop as well. But to actually fix that in, it's got a different connector. So good job I bought some spare plumbing connectors when I do all this plumbing. Just need to add an extra female 1/2 inch connector, I think they are, to be able to actually connect into the odd connector that goes on the actual tap, and then that will connect into the cold feed line from the water filter. This stuff's pretty good. Ronseal interior wax, natural matte wax finish, medium oak, diamond hard protection. I've got a little bit of it left, so should just be enough for one coat, maybe two. I'll do one coat now, let it dry. I might put it in place, get everything fixed and do another coat on top, but we'll see. Right, it's dried, but I'm absolutely not a fan of this. It kind of looks green still, it's really weird. I've put two coats on this section here, a little bit more golden, which is okay. So I think what I'm going to do is put two coats on everywhere, and then we'll get it installed, potentially stain it after that, or sand it down or something. I've got some offcuts, so I'll test out a different colour. But in the meantime, we'll get it sorted in place. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look too bad there, but I think this just looks a bit weird. So while that's drying, I need to do something that I haven't done yet, that I've been putting off until this point, which is drill through this floor over there where the waste is going to go, and open up that. If you remember right from the first or second episode, we've already drilled up through the metal. That hole is nearly ready to go, might probably need widening. However, yeah, we've got to get that waste in, ready for the sink. Just while I'm looking at this, the wiring, the electronics, I'm actually going to redo this board again. I'm not happy with it. The way it's kind of screwed in is wonky because it was so difficult to do. The wires are a little bit tight on some of the points, like the solar wire, so I'm going to put the solar wire at the top so it's more loose. Put these two a bit further down, tidy up the switches, change that black to this anthracite, and probably remount that EcoFlow thing back in the top corner, so it's separate from this board. It doesn't need to be on there. I think that'll make life 10 times easier. It will tidy up that messy wiring, and it'll look so much better. So that is a little project I'm going to do when I've got some spare time. I'm not going to film it, but I'll show you the after results once it is done. I always get surprised for a Ford. It's actually in quite good condition underneath. Like, there's no rust anywhere. 2019, I think. All the suspension and the axles and stuff. Differential casings look pretty good. Pleased with it. Such a crap hole saw. You can see the little laminate flooring plug and the wooden plug hole through the floor that was already there. We will widen that, but not yet. My plan with this is I'm not going to have a grey water tank installed just yet for this series. I'm going to finish it with just the waste going out, and yeah, just having it kind of free flowing for the time being. Reason for that is time, and the amount of content that's going out on this series probably a bit too much, so we'll do that maybe in like another video in the future. But everywhere where I'm staying, I won't really be using like proper grey water stuff. If I'm on a campsite, I'll just put the waste tub underneath it, or even rig up like a jerry can or something for it to go into. Yeah, it just doesn't need to be done. But eventually we'll put maybe like a 20 or 40 litre tank underneath, strap it into the vehicle, you know, with the metal ties and whatnot. But yeah, this will do for now. The colour's not bad. Just got the torch on it because it's a little bit dark. It's not like perfect, but I think it might be okay. Kind of looks like a golden, I guess, light oak. I would have liked it a little bit more burnt. Maybe I could have, I suppose, burned the wood a bit before actually putting this stuff on. But we'll see how it goes over like 24 hours, see what the colour looks like. Hey, looking good, not too bad. Got the big bright white light on the fan and the ceiling lights on as well, just to kind of show you guys. Definitely needs some sort of under cab lighting. I was going to do some of the orange, I guess like accent lights under there, but I'm thinking maybe like a warm yellow, like push button light might be more useful. Obviously with a nice tiled, bright blue splashback, I think that'll look really good, be a bit brighter. I'm actually thinking for the light underneath, maybe do like a USB powered one so that you can just take it off and charge it if needed. I probably won't rig it up into the actual electrical system. I think it'll be more useful. Yeah, anyway, taps are in, sink, nice big workspace area, little fake plant, I think I'll have that in the corner. I think I'll be right. Colour, gonna see about it. If I don't like it, I'll sand it down. We'll stain it maybe a darker colour or do the burnt wood effect. In terms of taps, not attached yet, but we've got the drinking water tap which spins around, so I can fill that up over here, and obviously the gold tap that we saw previously. Maybe it would have been nice having both of these in gold, but this didn't come in gold, so it is what it is. Before we do anything else, I'm just going to run a quick pump and tap test, as I've done a bit of reconfiguring of some of the tubes. Once I've fully finished all the plumbing, which will be once I put the rear shower in, hoping to be able to order that over the next couple of days, then what I'm going to do, just to be like extra safe, is silicone sealant up all the joints on this push-it stuff, because I'm not convinced it will like 100% be waterproof. And then I need to route the kind of like the waste pipe from the heater out into the drain as well, because at the moment it's going out the back and it did leak a little bit, which was not good, so I had to obviously dry that. Let's just turn on the tap, put it to cold and see what happens. Bear in mind I've not got the heating on, it's just perfect. Right, good thing is, before, when testing it, it was linked through the water filter, and the water filter was losing pressure, causing it to like stutter, which is okay for drinking water. It's just annoying for the tap if that's happened. So yeah, the pump runs decent. I've just got a temporary waste solution kind of happening at the moment. It's not gonna, yeah, I've got the wrong attachment, so I can't attach it directly to the bottom of the sink. Is what it is. Let's just try the hot, make sure it's going through the heating system. Be a bit of water in this, I think. Sorry, air in this. Hey, it's working fine there. Yeah, when you turn the tap down, the pressure kind of, I guess, drops. It's not ideal. Might be fixed with something like an accumulator. I've only got the expansion tank on the hot water side. See if this stutters, probably will. Yeah. So at least I know it's the water filter that causes it. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just annoying. You have to tie down these. Moving on to tiling. I've cut some spare plasterboard that I had laying around to size. It fits that back piece there. Now the theory is I can't tile directly onto thin plywood, it's a bit too flexible. This is a bit more rigid. I think it'll just, yeah, stick better from what I've been told. So what I'm going to do is drill a few pilot holes through this and screw that into the wooden board at the back, and also glue it as well. Predominantly glue it, just the screws are there to help hold it in. Hoping that doesn't split the plasterboard, but it seems like pretty strong stuff, so we should be okay. It's pretty flexible glue as well, so I think that'll be good. Once that's in place, we'll let that dry. We'll clean up some of the mess I've made, just kind of fitting it, testing it out for size. Then what we'll do is we'll tape up start taking up all the edges of the worktop on the sides and things, so I don't get plaster adhesive stuff everywhere. And then we can look to begin tiling. These are the tiles I'm going for. It's kind of like a I guess like a pale pastel blue, which I think will go quite well with the navy blue of the actual cabinets. It'll brighten things up, give us some brightness behind this dark area. Combine that with the touch lights that's going to go underneath. I think that'll look really good. Well, I've made a nice mess, but we are in very secure. I'm hoping the glue will really keep it solid. I think it should. Not really any flex in this. Nicely attached in. It's quite a snug fit anyway, so I think it'll be okay. Let's hoover and wipe this up, leave it to dry, and come back at this a bit later. But I actually don't know whether to tile all the way up. Probably will actually, but I need to just make sure I've got the right number of tiles. I don't really want to be cutting these because it's a bit of an effort. So I've prepped the surface with masking tape around all the edges, covered everything in plastic so I don't get any of the adhesive everywhere. The stuff we're using is this Fix and Grout dual purpose adhesive and grout. Very high bond strength, brilliant white. Hopefully this is strong enough to keep the to keep the tiles stuck on. Going for some slightly kind of closer look spacings with this 3mm tile spacers. Right, 4 across plus about a third. I hate cutting tiles. I'm hoping these are going to be easy to cut. And then it's 3 up with about an inch space at the top, which I will probably have to, I guess, fill the gap up there and then paint this colour. Once it's all tiled, I'll do that at the end. Not very straight, but slightly easier to cut than those tiles that I used in the sauna. If you've watched those episodes, absolutely hate doing this, but yeah, you can see that. Slightly straighter each time, which is good. Only need 3 of them, thankfully. Yeah, it's good. Let's get it on. We are looking real nice. I'm actually quite pleased with that. Spacing looks good, looks pretty straight. Yeah, take that as a win. Just got to leave this to dry overnight and then we'll grout it early in the morning or possibly even late tonight, depending on how well this, how quickly this dries. I think the adhesive's dried just enough for me to grout it. I don't really want to wait till the morning, so I want to get some other stuff done. So I think just doing it now, it shouldn't take too long. I'm going to mostly do it actually just with a gloved finger. I think that might give me a neater finish versus trying to use the little spatula thingy. Yeah, I know it's not the proper way, but it is what it is. You see how bright these lights are, obviously very, very bright. which is not ideal when you're parked up somewhere stealth. So I need those ambient lights in place. I'm going to try and do that tomorrow morning. Although tomorrow I'm going to B&Q to get this final panel here and some more blue paint, obviously, to paint that panel. And I wanted 2 of the ambient lights in this section here, so I might have to actually wait till tomorrow evening or the last episode of the build. Looks pretty good. Bit of a wipe down, so it's a bit cleaner. I'll finish it up in the morning, but yeah, I'll take that as a pretty decent job for a van, I think. For my first time wall tiling, never done that before. So yeah, I'm hoping this is going to be a short episode. If you did enjoy it, drop a like and subscribe, and let's show you what the final kitchen area looks like. See you in the next one.